even when they die, the roots are alive for a long time.
That
Yeah,
and that it's not a good idea to cut down old trees and plant new ones, because until the new ones are ready to supply what the old ones did, so it's not like they always say, like when they we're gonna cut down these trees, but we plant loads of new ones. It's not the same. It doesn't have the same.
That's definitely not the same. No.
And then they plant, I think in here they planted all the same type of tree because they don't mix them up.
Oh,
And then that's not good either. You have to have a mixed trees if you
Yeah,
plant.
true.
So if they're doing that, they'll clear cut an area and then you just plant the whole same type of tree. And they go, well, that's not the way that it was. It was very diverse. Now you got one type of tree and they get diseased and they don't grow very good. And so definitely we know about some of that, or read some of that.
I started watching the show, but I don't think I got very far into it.
We were watching, what was we didn't watch it, but the Crystal on Netflix. There's a crystal,
The
Mexican crystal mine or whatever it is, but it's not a mine, but it's huge crystals that are in there, and it's 120 degrees, and people, you got to go in with like a respirator and a tank
and a moisture suit, like to keep you cool.
Or
you die because it's so hot in there.
Well, you know that's heating up, and that's like awesome crystals in the earth.
I've never seen anything like it. They were huge, like
it's like columns of like
20-story buildings, like high, really high.
So I don't know if you want to watch that one. We could send you that link if you have Netflix, or I don't know. Netflix has stuff different places, so I don't know if they have the same stuff everywhere. Anyway.
That's true. And I'm actually not on Netflix right now. Okay. But anyway, that was a video. That's a YouTube video with she's a Canadian doctor, and she comes from a family who used to cut trees, but in that time when she was a child, they cut down like 1 and 2 trees, right? So the forest could recover, and then she grew up and she studied what's it called, foresting, or what is it then? And then it came to the point what they do now, right? To cut down the whole thing. And that's how she started, like, no, wait, something's like wrong here. And then she started studying like how they communicate, and that's with the mushrooms together, right? They have this network of this. It was really interesting. We didn't even watch it all. It was sort of mind-blowing. I was a bit late as well, but anyway. And there's a very interesting, I have to ask my mom again, she watched that movie, a very interesting movie about mushrooms as well.
Yes, mushrooms.
I
think I
didn't see that.
I don't know, it wasn't, I saw one about, like, I guess it was like something that spreads. It's like more like a moss or something, but it spreads, and it's like the biggest organism on the planet because it just grows for so many miles and acres. And they were saying that basically in the redwoods where we were out there, they communicate, and so the redwoods even in one area can communicate with other redwoods that are miles away because they just all connect. And that's in the redwood. We have pictures of that, and we were definitely communicating, trying to communicate with them.
That was a really nice trip.
The tall redwoods that are 2,000 years old or whatever. Some of the big ones there.
It's a bit like Lord of the Rings. What was it, part 2 with the trees? They actually do talk, and that's why I hug trees, and I give them love messages, because I know that I knew that before, and so I give them love messages because I know that's gonna spread. I love you, and
we like just touching trees and holding space,
getting messages from them.
You felt it coming up from the ground. You would feel a lot of energy coming up
from them.
So right on.
I love trees.
We do have a lot around here, so it's great. But they do cut them down a lot too. So they are planting more, as you said, but so they found, trees are good. So we cut all this field down now. Oh, that's not good. So we'll have the government subsidize you to plant more trees there because you did bad. You weren't good with cutting them all down, or you're not using that property as like it's just sitting there and you mow it or something. Which, why should you mow it when you can just plant trees? You know,
Yeah.
especially by streams. So they're trying to plant a lot of trees by streams. So the government was giving you money, plant more trees by your streams, so that they don't wash away, and they're, you know, so that's happening at least in our state.
Mhm.
And I don't know. I mean, think around the country, they try to do that. The more people we see more trees around, at least around us,
Mhm.
areas where they've planted more back. And so they give us subsidized. So we know a lady who she bought a property just to turn it back into wildland. And that was her whole goal. She said, I don't really want to get a lot of money off of the house. I don't really want to, I just want to plant trees. So she got a grant to plant, I don't know, 2,000 trees on the property. It wasn't that big, but it's a lot of trees. And she did. And then she wanted to sell it to someone that would keep it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that it doesn't go back to being like a farm. It's now a tree. And
Yeah. It's
yeah.
nice.
So we've seen people, I think one guy had a maple farm in the middle of New Jersey, and all the developers wanted it because it was the middle of this like highway, and they wanted to develop it. And he said, oh hell no, I'm not gonna let you do it. So he was kind of a rebel, and he ended up dying of cancer. And my wife, her sister and husband helped him through his, you know, passing, and he willed the land to them. Said, as long as you don't sell it to developers, you can have it. And just so they sold it to the county, and got money from that. And the county said, we will do like school trips to it. We won't develop it. That was like, it had to be in the law, like in the contract with the government.
Yeah.
We will not develop it. And they agreed, and they take school, and that's what he did. He had school kids come and look at his maple. He would do maple syrup, you know, and he was just kind of a one-man show, and he would have some people help him. But yeah, he was just like a down-to-earth guy.
Yeah.
You know, didn't want to do a whole lot. And the government would take part of his land for the highway and then give him checks, and he would never cash them. He said, I don't want him to take my land, so I think that's wrong, and so I'm not even going to cash him. He would never. He was like,
Wow.
like he just didn't really understand. Well, yeah, you could work with the government, but you gotta kind of work with them. They're not gonna. They're just gonna take stuff, and that's what they would do. He would just be mad at them. And I think that developed into cancer too. He was just kind of really mad and angry and frustrated with what they were doing to him and his land, and he could never make any headway. So, anyway, and because we're talking about trees, you know, he had a lot of trees on his property, and you know, it's like 30 acres or something. Maybe it's only like 15 acres. It wasn't really that much land, but still something. Yeah. Anyway, sort of rambling off on trees and land, and we're very passionate.
That's all right. My dad actually owns forest. I think I'm gonna ask him why. I mean, he's like into sort of like being good to nature and stuff, but he's definitely not spiritual. I'm not spiritual. All right.
No, but he's good.
Okay.
But he's good to nature. That's a good thing.
But he has like some forest, and I think I'm gonna talk to him about trees.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You know, if
Let's see what he knows.
Yeah.
Wow. So he has land somewhere. Where would that be? In the land?
He's in northern Germany.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah.
So you visit back there some to visit?
Not really at the moment. It's been a while. When was I? Last year? No, the year before, I think. I wasn't. So 21 then. Yeah. Last year he came to my 40th birthday. He came, like, I'm here over 6 years, and he came for the first time to visit me last year.
Ah, nice.
Wow.
It was a bit hard to get him here. Long story, my parents divorced and stuff, my mom being here and everything, but he made it. I was very happy, and they got on in the same room, so all good.
Wow, that's good.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I was in Germany in the fall of, I guess it was 89, in the fall of the Berlin Wall.
All right.
Basically walking through that. Yeah, it's happened to be at the right time that it was coming down. I don't know. It was great. That was a long time ago, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very long, yeah. Yeah. So what's going on today? Yeah. Trees.
Yeah. Oh, you've got stories to tell.
Oh.
Okay.
I wasn't sleeping again last night. They were like, no, you're not going to bed. Stay up. There's some things to be done. So, okay. So I started channeling this very, very particular language. What I'm not used to, like it's been since maybe last September, October, since I've used this language. So what I've worked out today, talking to Alenka, is that I'm channeling Astraea, and she's given me language to speak through the world soul. So Sophia, and then Sophia implements a procedure. And just check, I should explain this on the call. Yes. Okay. So Astraea would like me to tell everybody who's listening what happened.
Okay.
So I channel Astraea. Astraea says to the world soul, okay, open up the high heart chambers of everybody who lives on Malta, Camino, and Gozo. Pour in the Christ love and the crystal heart. And then we close it up. They're not going to tell us anymore. They don't want any more on the call, the other parts of that procedure that occurred for the islands. So they're crystallizing everybody on Malta.
Wow.
So that happens. So that's like the first part. And then today I went to Ta Pinu Hill, and I'm sat up there, and I've been wrestling with Malta. So it's felt like it's been up to me only to hold energetically like the weight of Malta for about 2 years. That's been my experience. My feeling. So today it was like, no, now you can let go. Now everyone else has got crystalline heart and some Christ energy. You don't have to carry it all. So yeah, I did a really strange dream. So just before I woke, I said to Alenka, I had a strange dream. Like they take me onto this BA spaceship like airplane thing. It's got these really high ceilings, and I'm going into the sleeper zone. Like it's business class, but it's pretty downgraded business class. I'm like, where am I? I don't even know the destination, but they're like, you're in the sleeper class. I thought, I must be going to Canada or like somewhere really far away. And then they're like organizing this, air stewardesses, they're like, and stewards are organizing these games for everyone to play in their teams around like sofas and stuff. So anyway, I don't volunteer for anything. And I'm thinking, I always put my hand up first for everything. But this time other people are volunteering. It was such a strange dream. So I said, this makes no sense. But I think it makes entire sense. It's like, I don't have to go first now. You know, I can let other people will just stand up, rise up, and do their thing.
Yeah.
Nice. Yes.
It's good.
So yeah, they're giving me about a month piece, and then there'll be like another part, like, yeah, there'll be something else to take on.
So nice. Wow. That's great. Yeah, the whole world crystallizing, at least Gozo, Malta, Camino.
So we did see this about 6 weeks ago. Like we can't tell time anymore. We were just saying earlier, it's 2 or 3 weeks since we did that thing. And then we actually looked at the calendar, and it was last Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because it just, a week is like 12 days or 2 weeks. And that's
nobody really knows time. I talk to people, they don't seem to understand when things were. I don't understand when things were.
No.
It's I put it that way before, that it seems to be 2 different timelines, right? One is the calendar for the year, right? And it's nearly June. It's like, wow, where'd that go? And the other timeline is the week that feels like 3 weeks, right? Where like, what's going on here? It's completely out of line somehow, and it doesn't seem to be really connected. It's like, what?
No, we're in timelessness. We're moving into, there is really no time. Linear time is disappearing, and people, although some people are trying to hold on to that. I mean, it's, business and all this stuff trying to hold on to that, but the pandemic sort of like opened that up. As everybody's home, no one's really knows what to do, and there's no one going into work, and what are we doing? No one knows. I don't know. They're telling us to do stuff, and well, a lot of people ignore it. I did. What? I'm not doing what you guys say. No, you don't know what you're doing. So
And they
now,
wanted to put spy cameras in your computer, like to see if you were working.
yeah, right. Never do
Yeah,
that.
they definitely have systems for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
I was thinking about
Yeah.
the like time, and it was maybe 6 weeks ago. We were riding through Malta, and everyone was turning crystal, like in our imagination. You could see that, couldn't you?
I don't remember
I
really.
could see everybody turning crystal, and it was like the message was this is next month. So I couldn't quite get my head around it, but now it seems like it's pretty clear that that was the intention to communicate. They're crystallizing the hearts first.
I don't remember, but anyway,
We
so
were
much
having a good
going on.
night, yeah.
So much going on. That was It's been a week. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Enjoy the
I mean,
ride.
all good, right? But
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
incredible, right? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I was sitting this morning with Astraea in my heart, and we were like, then she did something that I knew she did with David before, right? Like yesterday, he showed what she was telling him to write down. And this morning I'm sitting down and I'm like, yeah, right, I do some meditation. And she's like, get your laptop. And I'm like, what? I just sat down, like, get your laptop. What? Okay. So I got my laptop and I wrote a small message. Yeah, that all is good and all is love, and she's always here for us, and she give me more words, and yeah, that I'm supposed to speak. That's the most important thing, like, and to sink into trust more and more, and yeah, sort of, and all is love. Yeah, I think I said that. Yeah.
More like language.
Yeah, that's
I give you more words.
yeah. And yeah, then we're organizing this walk for next week, and we're like just like, so loads of people come into our minds to invite, so we're inviting loads of people, and they're actually all, oh yeah, great.
Can we come?
and
Sounds
Oh,
great.
nice.
and we were saying to the one that, like, we met this woman at that restaurant in Malta. I think we mentioned that, and she, like, basically we said we do that for her, with her together, right, and with her friends. And now we're like, we're gonna post on Facebook. We keep on inviting people. It seems like the group seems to be getting bigger and bigger.
Someone asked for like a map and some directions, so I produced that, and I'm like, my intuition's, well, just stick that on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I've never done anything like this publicly, so it is like, okay, now's the time, 21st of May, just put it out there.
Yeah,
That's what I'm being shown.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it makes sense. If you're ready and the tours you got set up somewhat, right? You got it kind of figured out a little bit.
I don't even know if that's necessary. So there's another strange experience I had. So a few years ago, I had this experience of being a dive bomber pilot, and in World War II, it's my last lifetime, and destroying a warship and killing hundreds of people, and that being part of a lifetime where I died falling from an airplane. And I have a fear of falling. I fell as a child 10 meters inside a fishing trawler and almost killed myself. Well, in fact, I may as well have been dead, and I had to go to a little waiting room with two beings of light, and I couldn't see them as beings of light, but there was two benign beings who just waited with me until they said, you're going back now, and it's going to hurt. And then I came back into this agony body, like crushed on the floor. That's a long story, but fear of falling, right? So I'm linking. So okay, so the USS Arizona. So as far as I can tell, I was a World War II Japanese fighter bomber pilot.
Oh,
I
okay.
dropped a bomb on the USS Arizona.
That was in the Pearl Harbor area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'm being instructed to talk about this online, like this is very scary
Yeah.
because of the stories that people make up, right?
Yes. Yeah.
So this is the best I can work out. And they came to me last night because I haven't had that vision of that experience. I'd attributed it to World War II. I thought it must have been a German warship. And I trawled the internet for the number of dead and number of survivors because I was told that almost everybody died on that boat. I was told the number. And so the close I can get is the sinking of the USS Arizona. Which would mean I was a Japanese fighter, and I was in love with another Japanese airman, and it was a forbidden love. So I can't really talk about that further on the call, but it's just like it was a really vulnerable life to be in such a scary position, to not be able to follow through on love in that lifetime.
Oh my God. Did you kill yourself?
And I have met, no, I didn't.
Okay.
And I've met that man in this lifetime. And of course, we have a deep connection, but I can't fulfill that in this lifetime. There was no need to actually complete that. So the link is falling. So as my fear was falling, and this came up after Grenfell. So I saw through the system of hate and control, like after the fire, the 14th of June, 2017. It took me 2 years to work out what the system was. And then I had to deal with, and I had to face that everything in my life I had done had been through this system of hate and control. And the only way I could live now would be to let go of everything I ever believed was true. And that was a scary phenomenon. And my experience was then I had to let go, and then I was just completely in free fall. So my terror was like unbelievable at first when I first stepped out of this control system. I don't know what to tell you, but I think we're now into a phase of falling. At least the two of us, like we're now falling forward into success.
Yeah.
And we just have to get used to success and things working.
I think so. I think you're a little ahead of us, I guess, in the falling. Like we're kind of doing a slow fall.
Right where I want to be.
We're kind of okay, but I'm saying we're kind of like slowly falling out of the system, out of the old system of control, and I think of being able to function in the system, but letting go of that system of, and you're saying control and hate, or control and
well, I think it underpins the emotion, keeps the control. Like we have to hate somebody.
Yes, you got to.
It's always them against them, or him against her, or there's always sides.
Yes, there's always opposites. Conservative against liberal, black against white, whatever. They have everything. That's the system set up to keep that in motion. War, you're going to go to war against this person because
group mentality.
States against countries, states against states, people against people. Right.
Yeah, I had an idea just now as you were mentioning again that you are still in the system, right? You're still in your jobs and la la la.
I don't feel that way. Greg does, but I don't really feel that way.
But you are still there.
I am, but it doesn't really.
But you're still in it, is all I'm saying. Yes, you can say you're out of it, but you're not.
But you might have
really important, because you can't, in this reality, be beyond the system or out of the system. It's like, it's not to think of the system in any way that's hateful. It's like you've got to be here. The system still is there.
It is there.
It's a fine balance. It's like you may go to work in a normal organization like that. That's a predicament. How do you love here?
That's been the challenge. I think that's what Greg has been trying to do.
Yeah, it's a country club. I just go in and do my thing. Not really worried about anything. Yeah, that's fine.
And that's okay. I think you're just tired of it.
It's something else is good.
Yeah.
I've been wanting to get out. Yeah, and I can, but I could just wait it out a little bit till I get the clear message of, oh yeah, you're done. I haven't really quite got that. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just keep doing this and keep doing these calls and following through. Whatever.
And I was thinking like there might be a certain role that you have, like something that there is like that you can do through that, right? I mean, some there might be a divine purpose even there, you know, apart from whatever you actually do at the desk, but so that's why you are still there, because there's something that you can spread or you can do, assist, whatever, like there's like you and your job.
It seems to be, there's a reason, right? We're not put where we're put for no reason. It's actually working out, why are we here? As spreaders of light, we have a responsibility.
Yeah, I do that, and I see that, and I create light portals and anchor things and walk around. And who do I need to talk to? What do I need to do? There may be more. I mean, I've been there a long time, done a lot of stuff, and so I was saying, all this time I've spent here, I just want to activate it all the times I've been here, all the light, all the effort I've put in. Let's just activate it all, bring it all up to light, to crystalline, to high vibration. How do I do that?
And then when you do step out, it's easy.
It's easy.
Because you're not hating what it was.
No.
That's
because you can't invalidate what was.
Fighting it.
We all played a role in writing or being part of, or we were that system for 12,000 years, or how many lives, or we can't just negate that other experience.
No. But we are moving out of that timeline, right? This 12,000 year timeline. But it is loving it, as you said, loving all parts of yourself, your parts of your life. It's okay. Love is the answer. Forgiveness, compassion, and for others that are still in it, right? We're loving that. We're letting go, releasing at the right time or the right way. So you don't have to jump or force yourself out. Unless you really feel you have to, but that's maybe something there if you're really feeling.
I did everything. It was intolerable to stay in, but that was given my circumstances, so I had to force myself out of it early. I couldn't tolerate being part of that anymore, given the implications it had led to in my lifetime.
So I had
that's not everyone's path, so I can't expect everyone else to deal with it the way I dealt with it. But falling, there is something about forward falling. So we are talking about a great crescendo of energy that takes us falling in a good way forward and upwards.
Okay.
So it's getting.
I always get the vision of like a surfer, where you're surfing the wave and the wave's falling forward, and you can surf the wave, be on top of the wave, and maybe not get caught in the undertow of the wave, because it will still push you forward, but you might get churned up a little bit.
And resistance is futile, but resistance on a surfboard is really crazy, because you've got a big thundering wave, tons and tons of water, and if you start resisting and tensing up, it's not great.
You're going to fall into the undertow, and so I think they want us to surf, ride the wave forward, falling forward. So if you are falling, if you do fall, you want to dive in or fall gently or roll into the wave, keep yourself going, keep the momentum, the flow. Don't resist. Whatever that is. So there might be some resistance. You can't get everything flowing, but you get as much as you can flowing forward in the fall as you're talking. Yeah. I like that.
When you said that just now, I really felt that, like being sort of pulled forward and up, sort of from the tummy or something, or chest. But I had an interesting conversation today about what like where are your passions. I went to a repair cafe this morning, and I'm not really into sewing and stuff. I mean, I learned some of that when I was younger and in school, but I never kept going with that because there is something that someone said to me once and that made total sense to me. The more I learn, the more I will have to do. So so I stopped. Like if you know how to sew, if you know how to cook, if you know how to whatever, clean and do the garden and whatever, then you'll be doing all of that. And if you don't know how to do it, you can just ask someone else.
Okay.
And I know there's people that are passionate about sewing. So yeah, fire away. I give you my stuff and you can fix it.
Definitely.
And of course, there is an exchange for that. But anyway, I went to this repair cafe this morning because my mom was helping there and she reminded me of, do you have something? And David just got up and I had 2 things and he had another 3 things. So like, all right, then we go there. And I get there and first thing is, like, I'm like, all right, I'll give you this and you do that. And as she has just her shop, her name is Tonya. She's absolutely brilliant and amazing. It's a second-hand shop and she does these upcycling workshops and also this repair cafe. She organizes all that. It's all in her place, basically, right? And so first thing she says, yeah, no, you do that yourself. And I'm like, me? What? And David's like, I'm going, and I'm like,
those things
Good
weren't
move, David.
correlated. I had to go to Ta Pinu Hill.
yeah, but you didn't say that. Maybe you
no.
didn't even know that
I
at that
didn't-
moment.
You just
I
have to
didn't know
go.
that. But you were left on your own with a needle.
The situation was like that, and I went through everything. Like, I mean, it didn't have not much to do with David then. It was just me and the stuff, and it was like, and they were trying to explain stuff, and my brain just did this, like, and I was like, if you show me, I know what you mean, but if you say stuff, I don't understand. Like, what are you talking about? So I got shown, and I fixed a few buttons even myself, so all good. But then it was like, so we started sort of talking about, okay, why do I have to know, like what's the thing about? And they were like, yeah, it's about being self-sufficient, right? And you can fix things, and it's when you know how to grow food, you'll be like able to survive, and la la la. And I'm like, yeah, that's all. Huh?
Yeah, survival mentality, right? Yeah.
Right.
It's
Sort
sort
of
of.
this terrible dark time, like the youngest Dryas when it all collapsed last time.
So, and I mean, I totally get it. And that's also like, that's what I said. Yeah, it's absolutely amazing and good, like, to know stuff and be self-sufficient, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about that people should do what they are passionate about, right? And in a community, there is someone who's passionate about sewing, someone who's passionate about gardening, someone who's passionate about woodworks. And then we exchange and we work together and we do, right? If I have a shoe to fix, I go to him because he knows how to do that. And he does that for his living and he wants to fix, or she, whatever, you know?
Yeah.
That's how I see things. It's not about me knowing everything and sitting alone in a field. That's not my life decision. I mean, okay, if I wanted to do that, then maybe I should know how to fix things and do everything by myself, but that's not what I want. So
yeah, you're right. It is a mentality.
Yeah, a bit like a forest.
But our society doesn't work that well together because we've been told by the government they're going to take care of things and you need to do what we tell you to do. And that doesn't work. It's not that way it should be.
No, of course not. But I think we can get to that mentality now, right? I mean, if we are talking about self-sufficiency, but then we should also talk about passions and like who wants to do what. I don't have to be forced using a needle. I mean, of course, I felt it makes me sort of proud, but right? And I spent a nice time and there were nice people coming and it was like it was all good. But then, like, she asked one of the girls, she asked me then, okay, what are you passionate about? And I started telling her sort of about what we do, right? Birthing a new earth, and healing and all that. And we ended up like she was like, okay, can you tell me like how it works? Like the points basically, like step by step. And I was like, yeah, in the end, I got to, right, you have to work on your own shit to be able to, what was it, to accept love and to be living without judgment, loving, respectful, and all that, and to be able to do that, you have to go through your own shit so that you can open up. And so that was I wanted to share, because I shared what we do.
Nice, good.
Yeah, you're
I
perfect.
tried to put it in words. So we ended up with, she was like, all right, so a lot of self work or whatever, how she called it, but that was then end of conversation. So yeah.
Okay.
But then they know. And it's a bit like trees. So I'm thinking of the forest analogy. It's like trees are like people. We're more like a forest than we realize. And we just have connected to our nature. So our nature would have us find the right people through a tree-like system.
Yeah.
Through our intuition.
Depend on each other. Yeah.
Through our hearts, through
Yeah.
what we know, who we know. We'd get little messages. The birds would come and talk to us. You know, like, we just don't remember who we are and how we actually work.
And and it also has to do with asking for help. If I don't know everything by myself, I have to have the ability to ask someone else. That's also very people don't like that. People don't like to ask for help necessarily.
But can you also use the law of attraction, like you're attracting those into your life that would be helpful to you, and you'd be helpful to them? So we kind of sit in the space as we do and go, okay, we want to attract those people that would be really helpful and nice to be on your tours, to help you build the business, to do the things that need to be done, so that it's easy, right? We build this community, but we are sitting in the space and creating it in our own visioning, right? Vision board, you talk about that. That we see it, we feel it, we know it, we invite the divine in. They do their part to mix it all up with Astraea, Sophia, the masters.
Of course. Definitely.
We ask. You're right. We got to do our part. There's no question.
Yeah.
But I'm not marketing. You know, we had an Indian lunch with Alenka's parents yesterday, our mum and her mum's husband. And we're just chatting away about the tours. And he says, like, you don't need to do any marketing, do you? It didn't quite come up like that, but his thinking is, there's no point doing marketing, because otherwise you're just attracting people, and it's almost like you're forcing them to pay attention to something that they might not need to do. It's like, and then that all leads to difficulties and challenges, because you're not just being there and attracting people who want to find you.
It was interesting.
Using tools and tricks of mindset to bring people in who maybe aren't ready. And I said to him, it's brilliant. It's like, you're reading my mind. It's like, I don't want to market something. That's not the point.
Just the way it is now, right? We talk to people, they are interested, we give them more information, we give them the opportunity to join because they told us they're interested, and then we see what happens, right? The word spreads and
it's like trees.
And we're not
divine marketing. Divine working. It's not
it's not like, it's the thing about the flow, right? We're not putting in effort, like we're not being, oh, this has to be done that way. I need a flyer that looks that way, and stuff. Like, I mean, we can do flyers if it comes up. We do that. We've been talking about it, but we see.
Well, you're right, and we have the videos online. You point people to them. They send them a email, and they send emails, or you put something on Facebook. It doesn't have to be a lot, and you don't have to do much.
No.
I don't think. Whatever you said, it is just. No, that's what I've always felt like. My groups, I just kind of like send out a few things, and then I sit, and then I just see who shows up, and it's kind of interesting. Oh, this person showed up. Okay, we're going to do this, right? Oh, okay, let's just do that for this person, that person, or this group. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's right. It's growing organically and with the law of attraction, with the flow.
Yeah,
With the divine
exactly.
help. And we can even ask, like, bring the perfect people, to your group. We want that. That's what we want. We like that. And I think the divine is all on board with that. Make them, like, they might just not even know anything about it, but they show up. I think people there's one lady showed up and she goes, I don't really know why I'm here, but what do you do? And what are we doing? And I go, yeah, come on in. We're going to do this. And people go, oh, okay. And then they get, oh, I guess that's why I'm here. Eventually.
So we might not even be starting the school for a month, right? So as you're talking, I'm thinking, well, what do we do with what the four of us are up to, right?
Yeah,
and
what do we do?
That it's a month before we start attracting the right people to join us. But we shouldn't get preoccupied with, like, they're not here because it's not the time.
No.
It's all good. It all happens for a reason. It's all like divine timing and everything. And
yeah, we're just setting the precedent, and whenever they show up, we're ready. So what do we need to do, to get ready and figure things out? And yeah, we just build, and then you get the right people. Maybe it's a few people that can help you do certain things that can make things easier when more people come. Like, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot to do, but there's maybe not a lot. So, I mean, the videos are relatively easy to put online, right? You guys do that. We can help do that. I mean, I'm grateful you guys are doing that, but I'm willing to help. I want to be helpful. You guys are doing a lot, and it's amazing. I gotta say, of what you guys do with, maybe what little you have, whatever that is. So we're all abundant. So I could say it's not a little, it's a lot. We got a lot.
We all have a lot.
We all have a lot. We can all do a lot if we want to.
Great.
Do our passion.
Do our own special bit. And it's like, we don't do video editing. It's like we record videos. As soon as they're finished, just process it, stick it online, give it a title.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's what I'm saying. So you can make it easy by having it already set up that we're just going to talk about these things. We don't, if we're talking about something, we just say, okay, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to, talk offline. And we just kind of edit ourselves when we're talking, which is good, right? You got to kind of do that. So you have limited editing afterward. So people.
Well, in time, someone else might do some editing, It's like, today, Astraea, stick them on.
Yeah. Yeah, people want to see it.
Chat shit during the calls, just chat shit, but don't get too carried away with anything. Do some light channeling. Don't worry about it. Put it online and we'll deal with that later.
Yeah. Yeah. Do we have some channeling? Yeah.
Not for us to worry about what to do with it.
Right. No, it's perfect. And the only thing we had was people that don't want to be on, then we have to kind of, let that go. We're fine. And it's good. And we can have people attracted. I know, you sent some around, and I didn't spend much time with them, but I do want to, and I was going to send them around to a few people that I explained a few things to. So like to, see people's reaction. I think Michelle, yesterday you met her. She was somewhat interested. She told us a whole story, how she went on a retreat and it wasn't very good. And the lady didn't really know what she was doing all the time. And I go, okay, well, that's fine. You learned some stuff about.
It's still a good experience.
It's a good experience. You met some people. She explained what she thinks about things. She's a little bit different, her thought process. And we're grateful for her.
I love Michelle.
She's just doing things her way. And we go, okay. But she's, trying to explain to people, and they're like going, no, I don't get that way. And we understand what she's talking about, but we're not quite getting it either. We're saying, okay, that's your thinking on it. That's fine. She's a little bit fearful about, like you said, about things not working out and being self-sufficient, or people listening to your calls. Like, is someone listening into this call? We need to protect ourselves from that. I go, I don't really care. They can listen in. It's good stuff for them. Let them listen in. They'll get some light stuff out of it, right?
Exactly.
If they're dark, they'll turn light. They can't stop us from doing things. So I'm not worried about any of that.
Yeah.
So this is great. It's good stuff. We got good energy. And that's all I try to tell people. Stay in the good energy. Don't be fearful.
Don't
It's
focus on
okay.
that, yeah.
Don't focus on it. Yeah. So attracting those people that are there, or people that really want to get there to that loving space, want to work on themselves.
Yeah.
Want to, have, maybe they show up and don't know why they're showing up to your tour. Wow, I'm here. This is great. But I don't know why I'm doing this, but that may come.
Find out.
They'll find out, or they get to know something.
And
More
even for that you said you're gonna put it on Facebook, I said I can do that too. And then I was just reminded of like, I don't know, 2 years ago or something. I hardly ever go on Facebook to look at stuff, right? Hardly ever. But I went online one day and pops up a lady I know posting that she's gonna publish another book, right, with loads of co-authors and who would like to be part. And I'm like, oh, that's an interesting topic. So I just signed up, right? And I was part of 2 books already with her on different topics. And one was on happiness and the other was on being healthy and stuff. And I mean, like if we put these online, right, there's might just be this 1 or 2 people who see that in the right moment because they were supposed to see it, and they're going to join or they're going to contact us or whatever. So that's the way it is, and it's all good.
I can hardly contain my excitement because there's something about working that way which is divine.
Yeah, it's really beautiful.
That's how the divine want us to work. There's no effort.
Yeah.
It's just those,
no effort.
They just show up, or they just happen to hear something on notice and go, that's really strange.
Yeah, or you send it around to people that you feel guided to send it to, and then they kind of go, oh, yeah, David's got something, and he's awesome, and that's great. Let's do that. And we would tell our friends.
If it works, and then that's feedback, right? And you're not trying to get people to do something, which is that's the old model, is the trying. And I have to use the word force. It's like manipulation. I use words which are very discreet. They describe behaviors which are forcing people. Like, you weren't thinking of doing this afternoon, but I'm going to tell you it's a good idea, rather than here's what we're doing. Would you like would this entertain you? And that's a completely different ethos. That the door is just open. You can walk through, you can go back out. But I'm not going to manipulate you with using sounds and loud noises and say, hey, I've got a great idea. Why don't you do this afternoon? What? No. I'm not going to try to obstruct your ability to hear yourself, to get you to me, rather than to trust your internal mechanism.
It's a softer way. It's a slower way. It's okay, let's tone things down. Our world is so filled with noise and activity and manipulation. Let's tone it down, and then you can kind of sense yourself, sense what's really going on, and what do you really want to do. People are going, I don't know what I want to do.
Right.
Like, even like younger kids are like, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I don't know. Okay, that's fine. Let's just experiment. Let's just try different things, but take your time with it. Yeah, explore. But a lot of people don't have time for that. You got to go do this, do that, do that.
That's the problem.
Yeah, there's too much doing and less being. Let's be. And so make space for the world that you can be, and find out this stuff and still be supported. Like, how do you get supported in being? You guys are being very much, supporting, yourselves, figuring that out, being and supporting, finding what works. Yeah. I see you laughing.
Well, I feel supported enough to tell people they can unplug themselves from the system and trust it's all going to be good, and the divine will interfere and make sure everything appears in their life that they need.
And that's what we want to do. That's what I'm going to do with my life. I want to unplug and just be supported and do this type of stuff, passionate stuff I'm passionate about.
I feel like we're now in the crest of the wave. So the energy wasn't really there until last year. So this is the bit that's hard to discern unless you're in the moment. You can't tell that the energy has switched.
Yeah.
So we're not going down anymore. The energy is not taken away.
Yeah.
It's now like riding something.
Yeah. And especially on Gozo, Malta, those spaces, but pretty much worldwide, it is happening. Like we can feel it here. I can feel it, the wave, but it might not be as strong as your wave, but we're getting there too in America. America, we're whatever that is.
Yeah, it might be more Gozo-centric. So I have to be careful with my words.
Yeah. So we're just saying, okay, it's happening there. If you're in Gozo, Malta, Camino.
It's a tiny little.
It's the island in the middle. There's maybe one person living there. It's not. It's more for the tourists, right? To go there with the boats and have
He's the bridge between the islands, though, right? That's the bridge.
Energetic. It's like a drum. So if you look at it aerially, you can see it has the shape of like, those tom-toms. It's got like tom-toms on it. And I'm pretty sure the gods used to dance and play drums on Camino. That's another story for another time. I like that. Me and Marco sat in a cinema one day and they were showing us a video about Valletta and the underground city and blah, blah, blah. Well, they don't call it an underground city. I'm going to get really carried away in a minute. Let's go back. So there's a photograph of like the island, right, from aerially, and it's like, me and Marco like, they're like drums. And then like the whole thing just came together. Yeah, no, the gods used to do that on there.
I like getting you carried away. Say something. You're like, woo!
Yeah.
Well, they used to make stonking music on Camino.
Yeah. Wow. Let's get the drums going. Yeah.
It's the voice box.
Voice box. Oh, God. I know that's what they're telling me. Is just get that going. That's good. With the crystalline energy, the drums, the beat, the flow, the wave moving. It's just that's all about it. They're saying yes. That's what it is. You got the
it's
movement.
Large, it's a bit of a wasteland. It doesn't have the same energy as it once did, but it's still able to communicate that island.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, perfect.
Are we channeling?
Is anyone channeling?
Sure.
It's a channeling station.
That's what we need. We need to do more of that. Let's chat, more channel.
Who's not channeling?
Cut the chat, get the channel going. Yeah. Tune in.
Channel.
Right. Who's doing that? Who's doing,
Lakota.
Look up. It looks like it's coming down in my seat.
Right.
I can see a line that comes down from the air and it kind of comes down into my chair. So
well then.
That'll be my time to speak. So there's a connection. You can see it holographically. Shall I chat?
Fire away. I have nothing much more.
I can go, but they're saying you go, and then I'll go, and then
okay.
You can go, and we can go around.
Aaron's already waiting and receiving.
Let's bring it down.
I'm just in my space.
Bring it down.
I close my eyes usually to get there.
Yeah, sure.
Just
Step by
helps me.
step. So we open all channels to the divine, say the Christ in Astraea. Ublaklon Mycole. So we look up to the stars tonight. Hiremak Takailo Ki, to an ancient time of this planet. Ubli Mycolai, Himlai Kola Ki. And we open all keys on Camino, Gozo, and Malta. Higra Maklon, Higra Mycolai. And we allow the islands to empty of their distant past memories. Empty Mycolai, Himli Kaila Ki. And we allow them to seep out into the sea. Hirikal, Timlakai, Maklating, Honklatai Loki. as if they never existed on this island chain, those dark times. Huron Kai, Paklatai, Inglamakla Loki. So in English, there are no words for this ceremony. Hinron Mantical, Hiblikan, Ontamai Lakal, Tili Maklo Tai Himlo Kai Latal. So we emit a shriek on the inner planes. Ingli Maklatai, Himli Kotalai, Timli Kanta Liklonake. And we close back those timelines from the future, they say. Kinron Maklatal, as if a snake had grabbed those timelines and pulled them back to the islands. Imri Taklon Kailakau, Hinlon Kailati, Tamaktolai, Tamaklon Imlikal, and the snake spirals down from on high. Imron Timankolai, into Valletta, into Victoria, into Camino. Himri Ontalai, Timinico Laktamanake, into the king's chamber at Hajarim and in Nidra, into the queen's chamber in Victoria. Himri Taman Kalo, Taman Kalai, Taman Kalo, to let the islands light up in the ancient tongue of Atlantis. Umrontai, Tamankelai, Tamakla Unkili, Umron Kantakai, Taminake, Taminakailoti. So allow the king's chamber to light up bit by bit, step by step, and the queen's chamber within the Cittadella. Humron Timin, Humron Takai, Tinlon Maklatol. And in the times to come, the king will return. Himron Taklakol, Himron Taklalai, Hirakon, Hirakon Mankei. And the queen, she returns this year. Imron Taklake, Imron Taklakai. In human form, like marginally, bit by bit, there's something about she comes in a human form, at least partially this year. Hiron Taklakai, Himron Tikonake, Himron Taklakal, Himron Tublakan. So the clans of dragons, Imran Casticle, we call you forth to do your work in the islands. Himron Takanke, Taman Kolai, Taman Himonike, to bring those timelines from the future and attach them to Gozo, Camino, and Malta. Tamaklon, Himinki, Himinkilo, and to bring them right into the earth, into the soil, into the land, into those islands of the Mediterranean.
Wow.
So we let that just dissolve.
So many.
You must tell us.
All right. So first, the sea was taking away, and a big broom and what's it called? The other thing where you put in the dirt?
Oh, like a dustpan.
Dustpan, yeah. So the floor of the sea was cleared from the dirt with the big broom and dustpan. And then there was always like something with rainbow. I didn't really know rainbow, something with rainbow. Then it's rainbow dust was sort of put on the sea floor. Then the sea came back, and there was all there was all happy dolphins and stuff jumping around, and then the unicorns came, and they were flying. And there was some flying fish. You know, there is these flying fish. So
yeah.
But then the unicorns became more present, and they it was on Camino sort of that they made like a pyramid of right? They
Wow.
stacked each other on top of each other to reach up, like sort of like definitely up to the sky, clouds, whatever, right? However high they went, and up there came dragon, I guess my dragon, and circled around them. And then later he said, like, to connect the islands, so they were connected, right? There was like this plugged in cables, boop, 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 for each island, and then I think there was more dragons and unicorns on each island, and what else? Oh yeah, then I saw yeah, well, us, like
More about
Yeah.
it's like seven.
Flying.
well, king and queen and stuff.
I can try to open the window so we get more than warm air in.
Yeah, too.
Yeah. What?
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so that
no, cool.
lots of unicorns and
Not
stuff.
happening.
Well, yeah.
So we saw a portal open earlier over, well, not far from here, and all the unicorns and the angelic realm and the fairies and the dragons are all pouring forth out of this portal. Seeing so many on the island.
Yeah, it's really interesting around here. It's the same town. It's called Fontana. I mean, towns is very. They're all stuck together in Gozo and Malta. They're all different towns, but they're like yeah, they're so close. When I moved first to Malta, I didn't know in which town I was, because you just walk from one to the other without knowing. If you have spotted the sign, you don't know that you just changed town. But anyway, so it's the same.
Gozo has a bit more village.
Yeah, Gozo has a bit more like, but anyway, it's still Fontana, and it's like it's in the valley just down the road. Super interesting rocks and everything. So it's the Crystal City, right? And
the crystal city of the future. So what they've shown me is there's a future crystal city which will be there, and the portal's curiously right next to where they're showing me there'll be a crystal city in the future.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I was seeing.
It may take some time.
Yeah.
I was gonna say I was seeing like well, like Sharon and I were working on each other, and I had some things in my bodies that were, I guess,
You still have it in the thing
releasing. So I have something in my hand, like here in my palm, it's like raised, and we were working on that. But then there was other things on my shoulder and my arm. But the way we were releasing it was similar to what I was seeing on the island there, where it's sort of like hands of light come around and just were lifting out things that were not supposed to be there, which was more divine hands. But in this one, I was kind of I see myself with a hands of light, divine hands of light, just lift out whatever that is, which is sort of an etheric, vibrating anomaly, I would say, if you want to use the term implant of some sort, that keeping me in a lower vibration. And these are like all over my body. This is not new, but it's just another section as I release. And I'm just explaining that if people have or feel this type of stuff in themselves, find out the way to work them out, because energetically you can remove them. You don't have to have like surgeries or whatever, because they're sort of they're not necessarily totally physical anyway. At least I don't sense them as physical. Some are, but they're more an etheric body or the energy body, but they still have they're still sort of physical, but more of an etheric type physical.
Yeah.
This one. So yeah. So anyway, yeah. So we were trying to talk about like what is physical and what is etheric, and these energy type things that we talk about in the world, but also in ourselves. Like relating that. We're doing the energy work on the islands. We're clearing things. We see things. We move things. We see them move, but but in ourselves that also mimics us,
It does, yeah.
and we can work individually or collectively on our own bodies to clear ourselves.
Yeah.
It's just experimenting and finding the best way for you.
Yeah, so it's good. She was helping release, hold space, release stuff in me. I have a lot going on. It's getting better all the time, and that helps me to then be more present and do more work and see more things and be more alive in the body, more light, more energy that's flowing instead of energy that's, say, blocked in this space where I can't send out as much light because it sort of has to go around this anomaly. Anyway, a little bit different from what we were talking about, but
Does it help about what I can see?
What's that?
Does it help if I can talk about what I see?
Yes, talk about it.
So I see like a red shell, like a metallic covering of your arm.
Yeah.
And then like a crystal light ball, which is shining bright blue, I think, or white. Yeah. I don't know the intention of that, but it's like it shattered. And then that left you with some implements in that arm whenever that occurred.
Yeah, I don't. Okay. Right.
So you were holding energy for Atlantis, right? And then that broke down, and the arm just disintegrated. Yeah.
Right. I get that. Yeah. Because I was holding, I think, with this arm, yes, but this hand didn't get disintegrated. But it, I think at the fall of Atlantis, yeah.
I think you'd have been like holding onto the ground to keep the ground stable.
Yeah. Right.
So this hand would have been like a glowing ball of fire.
The
right one. I can't show it on the screen. One's holding onto the earth, like on Gozo, like to keep the earth from vibrating too much.
On Gozo, is that what you're getting?
That's what I see. I could see the place, but I don't think it matters.
Well, no, it's. I was thinking, so that's good because I get a little information. Like I was there at the fall. I was holding a Teos crystal to keep it stable until eventually it cracked and broke apart and everything just collapsed.
Yeah.
But I was holding as much as I could until the end. And there was some others holding, but most people just left, did not want to be part of it, and were just trying to get out. Yeah. But I said, no, I will hold as much as I can so everybody can leave.
Yeah.
To get away. And then take whatever, the brunt of whatever was. Explosion. But I thought it was.
Your name was Arctarius, I think. So you lived a lifetime which was, it's around the fall, so 14,000 BC.
Yeah.
And then it all collapsed. So your arm shattered. I don't know what remained of you, whether your soul essence was disrupted in that fall, but you were holding the planet with a number of others.
Yeah.
There would have been 12 of us, or 13. Yeah. And then the fall happened. So we're closing out the timelines up until that. What's happened is everything after that has disappeared. We can discuss that at length, what those words entail. But your lifetime that ended there is like it doesn't have to end. So we can repair whatever happened in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So
because everything afterwards doesn't exist.
I was there too.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Were we all there?
Yeah, I think I was.
Yeah.
Probably part of the 12.
Do we need all 12 to heal that or bring that? I don't know if we do, but we have enough. I think there's enough. Perhaps that will come.
Or half of the 12.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is interesting because I have my heart space is always like empty. And that's what was shattered.
Yeah. I felt shattered too. I felt lost and shattered and not knowing what happened but getting glimpses of what happened.
Mhm.
As you do, I get glimpses what was going on. Yeah. But yeah. Huh. Because I had thought like, so I kept feeling that it was somewhere down in like the Mediterranean, not the Mediterranean, but in the Caribbean, that there was like a section of Atlantis that I was also in. And maybe that was an earlier time, but my sense was that there was parts of Atlantis like in the Caribbean that collapsed earlier.
Mhm.
And I think I was also there
Yeah.
in that collapse.
That's where I sense.
That's what
yeah.
that's what we're, so that's why I think we're
Sure.
maybe there's parts of Atlantis that were around the world. It was kind of a worldwide thing. It wasn't just
I think you need to go down there.
go down there.
You're there.
Well, we were there. We're gonna go back. What?
We weren't there. In
Where?
Bahamas, near there.
Well, we were on the, okay, well, we weren't
We
there.
weren't there.
We were on Haiti and Dominican.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's a good visit for you to make, Sharon.
We were
Yeah,
thinking of going to,
and Greg too.
we were
Yeah.
thinking, I wanted to go to Bimini, which is a small island where there's definitely some stuff there. Ruins.
Because you can still see some of that Atlantis there.
And I've
that
been to
road
Bahamas
that-
before. I mean, I had my honeymoon on Bahamas.
Mhm,
So yeah, but we can go back.
mhm.
It's stuff that we need to do here. Yeah.
Yeah, can I keep channeling what I can
Sure.
see?
Yeah, sorry.
You, Sharon, because I can see you in Bimini, and I can see you shattered, like essentially your soul was shattered in that region.
Oh, that's what I was getting when you guys were speaking earlier, shattered. And I was seeing like pieces of a mirror, like just trying to come back together.
Yeah, very much.
Mhm.
So we can't really radiate the light until we've repaired, isn't quite the right word, but until the shattered has gone and back into perfection, like the crystal is repaired, and then it can illuminate. We're all dealing with that challenge.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about that before, and like Astraea left in Mjaishini,
Yeah,
and I was sitting at the desk
yeah,
and
holding hands.
was left.
Yeah, and then it all just went
Yeah,
boom.
yeah. So I was there too when it
Yeah, you left just before.
yeah. So yeah, that's that.
So we talked to her, right? She's going to give us information.
Okay.
We're not going to be left in isolation, either one of us. So the arm is really important. Like there's a reason that still remains as it is, because it's a sign. It's a telling you something.
Right. That's what I was getting. Yeah, there's something there. And my other arm too. I mean, it was holding stuff. So there's stuff in my arms that I need to understand.
And until you come to Gozo, it won't really repair itself.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I said I need to go. We need to
Same,
get our tickets.
same with Bimini, Sharon,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So we need to do that.
It's like it's being in and part of the earth.
Okay. So we need to probably do that too. We can figure that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the soul fragments will fly back to you.
Okay. Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, to go to the Caribbean to be whole again. This sounds good.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Gozo too. It's going to be warm.
Yeah, September. I'm quite sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Waiting for this. Like it's not a timeline thing. It's not like we can rush this.
No.
Compassion, patience.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we invite others, meaning if others are listening to this and they get resonance that they have been at the fall, then they know, or they have a sense of maybe they've done some work already. A lot of
Come in September.
Yeah.
So we'll be repairing timelines and putting people back together. not that we're putting anyone back together, but things will be
energetically.
rearranging themselves.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
To heal the earth, heal all of Atlantis. I mean, it's been going on, and we're doing the next piece,
Mhm.
right, putting it all back together so we can really heal everything.
Yeah.
From that
And then
timeline.
we will take a tour of the Mediterranean, which will take us round to Egypt.
Mm.
Oh,
So I haven't spoken about the Eye of Horus that I was shown, which
yeah,
so Bimini is like the outer edge of the eye, like the front,
yeah.
and the rear end is like Egypt and back out to the east. So we have to do this, right? We have to light up the Mediterranean as the first route.
Okay.
And that does enough to get the world like ascension happening. You know, it's like, okay, no, Egypt's going, okay, but that's maybe 5 years. Like I don't have an exact timeline for all this.
Mhm.
But we do start in Gozo. It's like this is the beginning. This was the capital. The Cittadella was like the administrative center. The king had his place down at Hajarim and in Nidra. This is like you had a castle on one of the hills. You know, this is where it led from here, like the downfall.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think you need to write about that. That's interesting
It
information.
is, yeah.
You got so much information there.
Mhm.
And the calls are great. I mean, certain people can listen to it.
Yeah. Cautious about putting anything out.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. No.
I'm just chatting shit because we're able to, and there's space to express it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's divine timing and what feels right. And do you have more channeling now, or
Yeah, the Christ.
Got it.
Can we just take a moment to settle in?
Yeah.
Feebly. Can I talk to you?
Yeah.
Cantole. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Rubli. Sorry, it's a bit bizarre. Rubli Macantole. So who should I talk to next? Does anyone understand what I'm saying? So they want me to speak in Atlantean and see if anyone can tell
Oh, okay.
who
I
should
can respond, but it might not be Atlantean. Ishkan omea atanye komai. We've done this before. We talk.
Open all gates to the divine. So Greg opened all gates to the divine.
Yeah.
So Greg is the person to talk in that instance.
Yeah, we can go back and forth.
Ruble Cantoele. So who's next?
Ishta oken manan anti kana moya.
So it wasn't your turn.
I know. I jumped ahead.
I can't point to the person who would feel like the intuition, the urge, like to say something.
Right.
They want to group ethos.
Sorry, I get carried away.
They're forcing me to be really uncomfortable. Okay, so I should speak some more, and we won't worry about who ought to intervene. But it's really curious that Greg opened all portals to the divine. So we're all now open to the divine.
Yeah.
Octenapele K. So open all portals to the divine within each and every one of us. Ki manke lo, ki minike lo ki. So the keys to higher dominion that you already possess, these open tonight. Hegroically, I glow minklatai. So we go back to that timeline of old Atlantis. Hegro maklatai, to heal the timelines contained there. Ubronically, we take our time, months this may take. Hegro maklotai. We do this for you, and we do this for the world. Pingron taminkele. So we do this for anyone else on the call. Hengroically, tamankalai tamiklon keleki. So we open those keys and the shrieks they ring out on the internal plane. Heblon maklatai, the dark deaths that happened at that time. Hugron kumankele, that still lie in the ground. Higron Paklatai. We allow the ground to move a little tonight, to let it breathe some more than it has done for 12,000 years or more. Hengro Maklatai. We let the oceans whip themselves into a frenzy if required. Hengron Teklaman. Ubrakrantakai. Let the land breathe. We let it open, open, open. Hembron Maklatikla Hankolo Timinakelo T. So the higher realm would demand that we look at each other in the eye and say, I love you. I love you, Greg. I love you, Sharon. I love you, Alenka. I trust you, Alenka. I trust you, Greg. I trust you, Sharon. We are going to win through this darkness. Hamankolai Timinake Oklan Takailo Ki. So we give you the Atlantean keys of adventure. So that's like a procedure to open up our Atlantean understanding of what happened, what didn't happen, what wasn't supposed to happen, what we did, what we didn't do, just to give us those past lives experiences that we may have been locked out of until now, but they're giving us the ability now to see through what was or what wasn't, so we can really get clarity. So that may be unpleasant, it may be pleasant at times, it may be joyful, it may not be. They're not really caring about the experience, it's more about getting those timelines complete. It's not just about us on the call, it's about anyone else that listens to the call or whoever else is affected by those energies being cleared. What they wanted me to express. I'm not used to doing this. This is quite unusual, but I do love it.
It's great. Keep going.
Greg, it's just surfing the wave, like they want me to say things.
Yeah, like that.
Just surfing the wave. It's good.
It's English. It's still, in essence, it's them. Like I don't have this information other than the divine knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ishna Kailiko.
I love you too.
Oh, okay.
Are we going up again? Okay, so I have to channel some more.
Yeah.
So she keeps saying up. Is there
Yeah.
anything upwards was what you said?
All
Ish,
right.
Ishna.
Kailiko.
So is there anything else upwards? Yeah, indeed there is.
There's always more upward.
There's another flow. So I'll just take a moment to settle in. I'm getting used to just like, okay, just breathe. Command kolai communicate loki. So I command the dragons bit by bit to do your work tonight. Engri makolai, my old friends, dragons. Kimin kalai communicate log key. I give you the keys to dominions on earth. Engro maklatai, hingro minkilo, to do the work high in the air, to do the work low in the land. Engalai engalomili, hingalai kolo, kalminkalai communicate. So I communicate with the dragon clan leaders. Oklan higamai tominike. I give my lifeline to you, O dragon clan leaders. Englo miklan tylakol. I allow you to pull my lifeline wherever you fly. Higro maklatai, to be with you tonight. Higro maklatylakol. Hingro maklakel. I go with you throughout the earth. Engren kiman kilo kaman kalai. So I let you clear Egypt. I let you clear Australia. I let you clear Japan's energies from the earth. Engren humen ken, timen ken ko. Himen Ken Kai Human Kalai. I love you, O dragon clan leaders. I love your dragon's fire, your breath. Hengren Kilon Kai, Himen Ken Ko. We as humans, we daren't dream of your adventures tonight. Higren Kal, Hublen Kan, Hublen Canticle. No man or woman or child can dream of a dragon's adventure with fire. Who ken kuman ke, he men ko leg ki, I men, homen kai, kemen kolai ki. So I give my lifeline to you. I allow you to produce the highest energies and fires that you are able with my life. Hu bren ken takai, ho bren ken taki, ko men to man kalai. So men and women and children together with the dragon's fire. Hu bren ken takal, ho blen kamenkalo. So we blend our lives, we blend our energies. Engren toklaman, tu blek glan homan kele. I am glad to spend my life with you, O dragons. Hem bren tomang kalai tamang kameniki. And I allow my mind to go blank and to see nothing but fire.
Mm.
Hmm.
Mm.
So I don't know what to say about that.
That's awesome.
Mhm.
I might just come back down to my feet.
What
I don't know what
happened?
you saw or felt.
I think for me, the blank part is what happened. I don't know what happened.
Okay, that's good.
I don't remember.
Really,
Yeah.
that's probably good.
So the blank part sticks. I don't know what just happened.
Okay,
I mean, I know you channeled, but like I don't remember.
Yeah. I was just getting, I could feel the dragon fire. Like I do a lot of out breathing, like, like I
yeah.
can feel coming out, breathing out the dragon fire.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So,
All right. Okay. Yeah.
it was just a beautiful vision of the dragons, all the dragons just flying.
yeah,
It's just enjoying them.
that's what we were getting at.
So you're probably
Mm.
seeing dragons over Gozo, Greg.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's clearing that land. Yeah, and I'm more like Egypt and Australia and Japan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's
Okay,
lifeline.
Lord.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Yeah. Caribbean too, and Gozo.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sharon,
Mhm.
I didn't catch what you said.
Oh, we were talking, Greg was talking about out breath and the dragons, and just when you were talking, I was just seeing all the dragons flying, and it was just powerful but beautiful.
Okay.
It's clearing.
Thank you. Because I'm never sure I'm talking sense when it's that deep a channel. I feel like, is this for real?
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely
Yeah,
sense
it's
it,
good.
feel it, and it's very actually it's
It
more
was clear, I thought.
more clear than I think usual.
Yeah.
So I don't sense a lot, but that was more clear.
Yeah.
Like it's coming through more clear as you're higher Right? I think that's what they want us to go higher, get clarity.
Mhm.
Then it comes in stronger to those that listen,
Mhm.
because we're more connected, or the channel becomes clearer. Right?
So yeah,
I get that too.
people listening will
Go higher and higher and higher. As we were getting, Alinka was saying, yeah, higher.
Mhm.
Very good.
We're just starting.
Yeah.
All right. Who's got words?
Yeah, you got words. I always like your words.
Mhm.
Yeah. No.
I do.
Yeah.
Shall I speak?
Sure.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, it's good.
Mankolo. Eklon tila mankale. So we emit the highest shriek on the landmass of Gozo, Camino, and Malta. Eklen kilonkai, to split the earth. Englen tilamal, to let the dragon's breath just come out of the islands. Eklen tilonkai, as if like a volcano had just erupted. Enken lai tiki, homenkail lumenkalai. Hebli eklen tilon ke, henren koman ke. So I command the dragon clan elders and leaders. Oklon humen ke, to clean the lines of men and women and children on earth. Engren tumen kele, Hebli oklontai, come to me tonight. Oklon tiklon hylakol, come high, come low, clear the lands, clear the airs. Ekren tumen kemen eklentai. Any humans that don't need clearing, leave them be. Eklon ti lamal, clean the ones that need the clearest channels. Ekren tu lamen, you know the humans. Ekren ti lamal, you know the children of light. Engren toplaken, ki laman kole, clear all the men and women and children of Malta, Camino, Gozo. Hubronken, out into Europe, into Africa. Engren temen kalai, engren tomen kilo, and allow Greg to clear his channel. Engren tomen kilai, tumen kalai to ko, and all the others on the call, allow them to clear their channels, allow their angelic friends to come into their awareness. Engren hubliklen, it is that time for the clearest channels to come forth on this planet at this time, 2023. We all know why we came on this mission. Hebren temen kalai, temen kemenike ki, to bring forth the Christ energy within us and within others. Hebren toklaken, reunite humanity, to reunite the trees, the birds, the bees. Hegren toklamen, the creatures of the sea, the dolphins and the deer. Hegren oklaken, hebren eklatai. We emit no more noise or words through this channel tonight. Egren tumen kalai, heblen oklentai. Come back tomorrow, come back Tuesday. Egren toklamen hembren koleg ki. We allow you, friends, to depart with gifts. Yes, as usual. Webren toklaken. You have dragon clan elders to fend off because they adore you beyond belief. Engren hoblenken, friends of old. Engren hubleclan, friends that depend on you. Engren toben me. Higren toben aklamen. You'll acclimatize to their new energies tonight and through tomorrow. Hebren toklaken. We are clearing lifelines for people on earth. Egren Tubliclan. Stay close together. Egren Oklamakole, with the dragons with each other. Hebren Tolaman, Tolaman Kikan. So we depart now with our love. Egren Tumen Kilai, until tomorrow. Wishnamana Loki. We go back to being simple human beings. Egren Toklakan. Till tomorrow, the channel will begin again. I do struggle with that. It's like such an energy.
Yeah, I can sense it.
Seems
You're doing
like-
great.
Doing really
It's
good.
very high, and I know it because I go really high, and it tends to right. Christ, Astraea, the higher light. Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's not just me, you see, it's because I'm doing it on a YouTube channel. So if it was just me, I'd be chatting shit, lying on the sofa, having a good time, and then I'd go and have a bag of crisps or a slice of cake. But because we're putting on YouTube, I'm like, the Christ energy is pretty drastic, and they want me to talk about different parts of the world and ley lines and energies and people and their heartstrings and and I'm like, you know, must I believe this is real in front of all these people and actually represent Astraea and represent the Christ and say there is a change and we are part of that, and we are leading a part of it here. And that's vulnerable, but that's the crest of the wave.
Yeah. That's it.
Thank you for saying it's channeling deeply what's there, because that really helped me.
Yeah,
it's high and it's deep. It's very pure, very high, and yes, and right, you're connecting to it very well, very easy, and very very clear.
Expresses it well.
Very clearly expressed. So whoever gets this will clearly understand what they're getting. The dragons were clear. I could see them, sense them, feel them, know them. It's perfect. And I'm sure others will. Yeah, it's just very profound. All this stuff is profound and needed and welcome and loved.
Yeah.
It's just opening the space in my heart, in my higher heart, just to say, okay, relax, like own this. Yeah.
Well, I think that's for all of us, right? All of us are doing this so we could welcome that, what you're just saying there, open our hearts, higher hearts, breathe into that space. Let yourself feel the higher energies, go as high as you can to just experience that purity, so we can all be the channels that we are. Which you're exemplifying, being the example, which is perfect.
But I still want to communicate. It's not easy because that's not simple, channeling the Christ. You've got to believe that the Christ is within, and and there's no way around that. It's like, that's vulnerable.
And it seems to really knock me out. Like just like really tired, and
I feel energized.
When you get the energy,
You're dealing with the Christ-like energy coming through. There's like a backdraft of feeling that doesn't like this, like this light. It doesn't want this light. It's like, I didn't like this last time. Things with the light, it didn't work out, and I don't want to do that, and I hurt people, and so all those memories are just like right there. But I'd rather go unconscious than face the fear of doing bad things. I've done this, and I've been through this fear of, if I do this again, I take the Christ light and I'd be really great, and I'm going to beam light, and then I'm going to fuck shit and kill people.
We've been there, mucked it up, and we kind of messed up a little bit. We're fixing all that. It's all good. Right?
Yeah, that's the point.
We're getting a mulligan. We're gonna do it again. It's gonna be right.
it was just Astraea left my crystal, and I was doing some brooming, and then I was doing some roaming in my channel, and that was about it.
Nice.
Yeah, we want some dragons. So I send my dragons to clear your heart space.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll just leave them there.
Yeah, I can send my dragons to clear.
Yeah,
And
I liked it on the people. That's
Right.
awesome. Yeah.
Mine are around Gozo. Yeah, and they're going
Working
around
on the people.
people in Malta.
They're like not breathing fire or light. It's like a sound wave
Mhm.
for the people. It's like a
Yeah.
vibration that they're shooting out there. It's really nice.
Right, you were getting things with sounds like your ears and stuff, tuning into that
Cool.
sound,
Kind of sensitive, yeah, to that.
sensitive to sound. So she's getting that
Yeah.
piercing, like they were saying, shrieking on the inner planes. It's a waking up, a sound, a alarm clock.
I've had
Wake
little
up.
pieces of sound like, should I tell them to create a mega? Is that just not good?
I think you already told that.
I
one,
might have already said that one.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Please tell.
I don't know, I might have already told you, but this was a couple of years ago. We were at Omega. It's in upstate New York. It's beautiful there. When you drive onto the property, it's like going into a different world. It's your phone doesn't work anymore, and you just feel like you're in this energy bubble there. And
That's true.
we were at the lake. I guess we had kayaked, or we were just at the lake and just in hammocks. And I went over to the bathroom there, and I'm in the bathroom, and I hear my name, Sharon, and it's a male voice, and it's like a voice, an actual voice, Sharon, and it calls me. The first time, of course, I jumped. I'm in the bathroom. You know, they have a sense of humor, whoever this is, and it scared me. So I think I shut it down, and it said my name like 3 times, and it kind of freaked me out. Now I'd be like, oh yeah, okay, I'm here. But then I was kind of scared, and it didn't sound like Greg, but I wasn't sure if somebody was playing a joke on me. And I went out and I asked him. He said, "No, he didn't go anywhere near the bathroom." But it was just interesting
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of
how I
magic.
heard. Like I never hear
Mm.
voices, but it was very clear, very loud, and
yeah, probably just like on Gozo. You
so I
guys have
shut
a
it
lot of
down.
energy.
Yeah,
We like that space.
yeah.
They were showing me crystalline palaces being created with basically columns of light from light beings coming in. Because they didn't tell me what the columns were. They were saying, oh, they're columns.
We did that as a group, you and I
Yeah.
and Lydia.
We might have talked about that too,
Yeah.
where all these light beings came in and their light columns were forming columns of like a cathedral. So it all in rows, and then we were in the bottom of the columns, and I go, well, where are they? And they're all up the top of the columns. I said, well, let's go up there. So we went up to our columns of light and went up, and we're at the top of the columns with the beings of light, the masters, Jesus, Sananda. It was
That's a really
magical
place.
So we need to go back, I guess.
I always hear more there.
Yeah, it's just, it's a very high vibrational space that we don't know of other places that are that high vibrational here. I'd like to find them, but that's a very, I don't know, it's just a very high vibrational space, campus space. So. Anyway, good story.
It's right on a crystal ring. It's like this little round nub in the earth where there's just a shiny crystal, like city. It's just vibrating very quickly. So all the memories that are encoded, like they remain there. So it's very easy to see the future and what happened in the past. It's it's a very profound place.
Wait, which one?
Omega in America.
Omega. It's where we were talking about.
It's part of the crystal.
New York. Rhinebeck, New York.
It's like 2 hours from New York City. So a lot of people come from New York City to go there, to recharge and
Worth a trip.
Yeah, for us it's like 5 hours or so, 6 hours.
It's kind of a rustic place. It's kind of like a camping, but you can rent rooms there.
Yeah, and they have activities. They have a lot of premier channelers or yoga people, or a lot of people come and present a presentation for like a weekend or a week, do a lot of different activities. Maybe they go, it's like an adult summer camp is what I call it for spiritual people.
It's
Yeah, it
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
people.
We'll get spiritual.
We should start one of those.
Yeah,
Well, you're doing that.
there's yoga every morning and there's all kinds of activities and the lake is there. Lots of people that are doing energy work all the time and they're not
Wow.
open year round, just a few months.
Well, they have a Costa Rica version too.
Oh, yeah, Costa Rica.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are certain points of light around the world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're just waiting, you know.
So where's the one? Gozo is one,
Mhm.
to point of light.
Mm.
Yeah, I may have visited one earlier today.
So we wanted to find a place like that and be there as a base. And whether that is our thing or not, I don't know.
Mhm.
But there's others, maybe some guidance of where that is.
Well, I see Florida.
Mm.
Yeah, but where in Florida? Yeah,
Well, we know what we love.
we
so
do.
that's
We
what
know
you
we're
do.
to be guided.
Pretty South Florida.
Mhm.
Okay,
That's all I get.
we were
Mhm.
we were on the Gulf side, but about halfway south,
Yeah, it's
but
pretty
not.
far. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe we need to go farther south. We like that.
Mhm.
We were going to try northern, but south,
It's probably middle of the
middle. But maybe, okay.
Where's Tampa?
That's kind of
Kinda
middle, or maybe a little bit north. We were in Sarasota. We liked the
Yeah,
Keys there in Sarasota,
That's south of
south of
Tampa.
Tampa a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we were there. The hurricane came through in Fort Myers and
Sanibel.
Sanibel, and we were on those islands. They're very beautiful, and
Oh,
it
nice.
wiped them out.
Wiped them out. We
Wiped-
did a lot of energy work there.
Yeah, so I think it was sort of reaction to kind of what we did. They came through. So this was like a year or so ago. We were there like 2 or 3 years ago, and then they came through like a year ago with a hurricane and blasted in and just leveled the whole space, the island.
More that kind of area.
Yeah. So we like that area.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't want to be there because the hurricane wiped it out, but we
Mhm.
could see that was sort of a creation of it needed to kind of clear a lot of dark energy. We were
Yeah.
clearing a lot ourselves, but
Mhm.
more needed to be done and we couldn't quite get it. So the hurricane did its part. So a sense, but the dragons,
Good spot.
we can send the dragons down there too. And where do we need to go? Ride our dragons around and see it from the air.
Yeah. I like that idea.
So sometimes you can do that, right? You can send you can send a bee or a wasp, and it's like I'm just seeing what that's a nice place.
Ah,
Birds are good for aerial viewing. It's like, oh yeah, I quite like the look of.
right. Follow the bird. Yeah, get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that the other day.
Mm.
Ah.
That bird flying over the sea.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, it was a beautiful night.
Yeah,
Like that.
right.
So what do we do?
I cannot do anything anymore.
No, probably tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tomorrow's Monday. I think I can do. Yeah.
I can do.
If I can't, well, I mean, I work next 3 days, so let's.
You go in, maybe you won't work so much. But
Yeah, but yeah, but we
you
can
don't work much.
turn off the recording if you want to talk for a second.